ridiculous. Doing radio the way it's supposed to be done, though. All right, 6:48 on the ticket. Up next, Gordo tells us about a really special trip he took in Minneapolis yesterday. 6:55 on the ticket. Got the Morning Musers from Minnesota. Side of Super Bowl 52. Muse in the News with Gordo coming up at 7:15. Then we got Scatter Shooting with Junior, a Super Bowl edition of that at 7:35. And then a Super Bowl e-break here in 1 hour at 7:55. We mentioned we've had a number of P1s that have stopped by to say hi to us here, Radio Row, at the Mall of America. And that includes Tom, who's lived up here since the 90s. And he says he's been listening to the ticket online for the last 11 years or so. He brought us all sorts of breakfast items, breakfast bars, donut holes, and he brought Gordo a can of whipped cream. And sure enough, on cue, he took the ready whip and shot it straight into his mouth.
Isn't that awesome? Before I shot it in my mouth, though, I told you guys you needed to stand back because this could hurt someone.
It's a tribute to Bud Dwyer.
What?
Oh, it was crazy. All right, speaking of the great Gordo, not only does he have Muse in the News here at 7:15, but he has a special report here on the Morning Musers.
Boy, I do. So one of the things that I was determined to do on this trip was to go see Paisley Park. After hearing the boys at our team dinner tell us all about how great it was to go to Paisley Park and tour Prince's facility out there, where he died, by the way.
Indeed.
I said, I've got to do this. Now, the tickets were steep, $130 each. But yesterday morning, I was determined I was going to buy the highest level ticket I possibly could because I wanted to see it all. They had 3 levels. So I bought the highest level that I could get. But the problem is when I'm trying to do it, I can't log onto the website. And I'm frustrated thinking, you know what? I bet you they've closed this Mother Hubbard down on Thursday and Friday for Super Bowl guests, VIPs, and the public is not allowed in there. But finally, at the end of the show, I was able to get on the site. I buy my ticket, and I buy a 2:30 tour. So I'm thinking, great, this is wonderful. I knew they were real sticklers at Paisley Park. Man, they have it on lockdown. They don't like a lot of change in scheduling. They don't like you to bring certain items there, and you've got to observe their policy because they run that thing like the Israeli Defense Ministry. So, but I ran into a problem. I was like, I need to switch my time from the 2:30 to the 3 o'clock tour. You can't get a hold of anyone at Paisley Park. They don't answer their website. And I'm like, fudge knuckles. I can't make the 2:30. I got to go to the 3. I just had to haul off and buy another ticket.
Oh my gosh.
I know. So I've doubled up already.
Well, you can expense it. Cat won't care.
Then I noticed I've misspelled my name on my 3 o'clock ticket. And I'm thinking, oh, my gosh, they're such sticklers, and they've got me so scared because I've heard nothing but horror stories about how everything has to be perfect or they won't let you in. So I have to try to change the name of my ticket. Somehow that gets lost in the shuffle. I change the name, but then I don't get the confirmation email that it's changed. So I'm like, well, I need to make sure. So I buy another 3 o'clock ticket.
No way.
So I bought 3 tickets now for the same tour.
God.
Such a nut.
But I'm like, and of course I'm so far in at this point, I just got to go. I'm going to this. There's no more. I don't care how much money I've lost. I've got to make it up by enjoying the hell out of this tour. So I get there, and I'm greeted by this grumpy guy in the guard shack who acted like I was, like I was there to bomb the place or something. He did not want to see me. He goes, do you have a ticket? And I said, yeah, I have 3, as a matter of fact.
Well, that's probably why he thought you a little suspicious.
And he hated the where I pulled up to park to show him my 3 tickets. I think I may have been in Prince's parking space or something that no one had been in since he died. So, but eventually he says, go on up to the front, go in, and have your phone ready. I was like, have my phone ready? What is that all about? I get in, go to the front desk. Sir, give us your phone. What's wrong with it? Give us your phone, sir.
They don't want you taking pictures.
No, and they take your phone and they put it in a locked pouch.
Wow.
They put it in a pouch and they lock it down, and it's one of these pouches that no radio transmission can get out of it. They make you power off your phone, and they put it in a radio transmission-free pouch.
Hey.
And they lock it and they hand it back to you. You get to take your phone through there, but you have no access to it. So they do the confiscation of the phone. Then they say, hey, you have an opportunity to buy a flash drive from us for I think it was $12. And if you buy the flash drive, you're allowed to record 30 seconds of a Prince song in one of his studios. So I'm thinking, I'm already in at about $500. What's $12 more? So I buy the flash drive.
So they let you do 30 seconds of a Prince song in that studio.
George. Huh. So the tour starts. We had to stand behind this velvet purple rope for a while, staring at his records, gold records that are lining the wall. And there behind glass is the condolence letter that President Obama and Michelle Obama sent to Prince's family right after he died. That was weird looking at that. Finally, she opens up the velvet rope. They lead you into the lobby, and the walls are painted like clouds in this lobby. And doves are painted on the walls that are flying up into heaven along the wall, up the side. And then there's real doves in cages, white doves.
That's the crazy
that are
thing
lining the walls on the second floor of this two-floor lobby. And then the Prince symbol is engraved in granite in the floor. And the whole place is flooded with natural light.
That's going to be tough on resale.
4 huge pyramids, yeah. They got a 65,000 square foot facility there at Paisley Park and 1 bathroom. So they and it's just beautiful. I mean, the light in there was great because of these 4 huge pyramids on top of the ceiling on the roof there.
65,000 square feet.
Yeah, 65,000 square feet. God. It's huge. Now, we didn't see near that much of it, but that's what it was. So she starts off the tour and says, this is the Prince loved this place. This is the lobby. He found it a real source of inspiration. You can see the doves flying up into heaven, representing creativity that has no limits as they fly up through the pyramids. And Prince liked the 4 pyramids because he would work here at night oftentimes, and he liked that the lighted lobby that people could see Paisley Park from all around in the countryside there and see that he was in there creating. And Prince just loved this place. And we're like, oh, man, Elvis-like. It's very Elvis-like, Giorgio. And we're like, oh, this is so cool. And she goes, and if you look up, we just want to point out before we continue that there's dead Prince up above you in the Paisley Park ashtray. Like, okay. Merry Christmas.
His remains?
There's his remains are up there, like right above your head in the lobby. In a replica, his urn is a replica of Paisley Park. Paisley Park, from the outside, you look at it and you're like, you're expecting, like the Hardline would say, you're expecting Batman's castle or Wayne Manor or something, some kind of gothic Disney haunted mansion looking thing. And it's real kind of museum of modern art or kind of a high-tech office space looking thing. It doesn't look like anything beautiful from the outside.
Right.
And his urn is that office building. Just in miniature form.
What a strange place to put him and display him.
Yeah, they said they wanted him in the place that he loved so much in that whole complex, but it's in the lobby, and I don't know, it just didn't seem too intimate.
Weird.
Was that his request?
I think his last request was floor 3 in the elevator.
Yeah, but I mean, in his will, did he have something about where he wanted to be
But you just
displayed?
let the elevator go.
So.
You're always referencing the elevator.
Well, he died in an elevator at Paisley Park, and I can't get over that fact. So around this lobby, there's all these alcoves, and it's divided up according to albums. And in the alcoves, they have outfits that he wore on those particular tours, guitars that he used, along with the walls are have huge pictures of him using those guitars, wearing those outfits according to album. One of these little alcoves was one that impressed me the most, which was his Hohner Tomcat guitar, which goes back to the very earliest days of Prince. He bought it like in the mid to late 70s for $30 at a gas station. Here in Minneapolis.
Reds?
And
it could have been Reds.
It could have been Reds gas station. And he bought this, and he used that guitar his whole career, and I've seen that thing so many times, and there it was, like right at my nose. And I just, that floored me, seeing that. And then seeing these mannequins that were Prince-sized mannequins with his suits on it, I'm telling you, he was no bigger than a small child.
Yeah, he's a little dude.
He was probably about 5'6". He was probably about 5'1" with 4-inch heels on.
Oh my God!
Really?
Yeah, and it's not just how short he was; it was just how tiny he was. It looked like these were clothes that were shrunken down by at least 35%, just to kind of give you a feel of what Prince dressed like. Wow. You know, like they were like, not really clothes of his, but they were his actual outfits that you've seen in all these videos. So then they lead us into the Galaxy Room, and they're showing footage of Oprah walking through there with him because he gave her a tour. They did an interview in that cloud lobby with the doves and all this. And then we go into Studio B, and that's where I got to record Raspberry Beret.
Wow.
30 seconds of Raspberry Beret.
Did you bring it in?
Debut at a time of my choosing.
Oh, good.
Yeah. And
did you oversing?
Yeah, I totally oversing. I thought about doing like a gag and singing it as James McMurtry or something like that. But it was cool being in there because they have the piano in there, and Prince's hat is still up on top of the piano where he threw it the last time he was playing piano there, and he threw it up there, and they haven't moved it since.
Wow.
They leave the hat exactly where he left it. And they left most of Paisley Park exactly the way Prince had left it. Then also in that studio, there's Prince's ping pong table. He's apparently a really good ping pong table. And after not being able to touch anything in this, and we were warned at gunpoint that if we touched anything of Prince's, that we were going to meet Prince in heaven that very day. But they just let you haul off and play ping pong all you want on Prince's ping pong table with Prince's ping pong paddles.
That's crazy.
Very crazy. Then they lead you into Studio A. This was the bigger studio. And the great thing about Studio A is you get to see this antiquated drum machine and antiquated synthesizer. And they said that you're looking at the two pieces that Prince created when the doves cry. This is it right here. These two machines.
Made all that.
This is This is when the doves cry.
Wow.
And that was so cool.
Wow.
I felt the power then.
I didn't realize all the people that had recorded there.
Yeah,
Those
he's
awesome
recorded
studios.
REM mixed Out of Time there. So many people recorded. Celine Dion recorded there. People would come from all over to record at Paisley Park Studios. And Studio A was the biggest studio, and that's where they recorded. So we see Studio A. We see all leading you through the tour. I'm going to fast forward to the Purple Rain Room, because that was the one that you see his motorcycle from the movie is sitting in there, which, by the way, was in his basketball court that had been converted into the Purple Rain Room.
Wow.
Was it actually a miniature motorcycle like you would get it?
No, it was a full-size motorcycle, Giorgio. But there in the middle, with this light shining down on it from above, was the famous... It's the big purple jacket with kind of the silver studs on one side that you saw him wear when he was singing Purple Rain in the movie, and when he's doing all those Purple Rain videos, he's wearing that one jacket.
Wow.
He kept everything. I mean, he kept every outfit that he had, every guitar that he used, and he would have a film crew that filmed everything he did. It was unbelievable how meticulous he was about documenting his life and keeping everything. So the museum is certainly worth the price.
Do you think he blew most of his money on this place? Or do you think he still had a ton of money?
He built it in 1987 and used it for the rest of his career after that. And he built it in one fell swoop. It didn't have that sense of the Mad Money, Michael Jackson adding on to Neverland Ranch all the time,
right.
Never being satisfied. Prince kind of built this right up front, and it stayed built.
Okay.
He didn't keep adding to it manically. So it was worth it. I think.
Yeah, that sounds cool.
I don't know that it was worth the triple price that I paid to get in there and see it, but I at least wanted to have the story of going in there and seeing Prince's life.
That sounds cool.
It was cool. And there at the very end, when the tour guide wasn't looking, I sneaked up and grabbed a little tablespoon of Prince, and I sprinkled it on my eggs this morning.
Oh, dang. And you didn't get to see the elevator, did you?
No, I thought
about
asking it because I was the annoying guy on the tour. There were only about 7 people on our tour. And I was the annoying guy on the tour who was the one asking questions. It seemed like nobody else had questions. But I would be asking, like, about that Hohner Mad Cat guitar. Where did Prince get this? And how, I was asking those sorts of questions. And, where was Prince's vault, that took some damage and damaged some of his studio masters and all this. And there, after a while, the tour guide started saying, I don't know.
I don't know, dude.
The first couple of questions, she called in on her radio to get the answer for me. And then the last 12 questions, it was just, I don't know. Anyway, if we move into this area.
Figure it out for yourself. MFer. Well, that's awesome. I'm glad you did that. All right, what's next in Muse in the News?